If I ever write a story myself, it will be to correct the myriad misconceptions created by his imaginative license.
Murder, Mr. Kelmott. Murder.
I didn't know you wrote stories.
I decided to get it right before I die.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi, Paul. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. We're honored to have you with us.
That's very kind of you.
You've had so many great roles, and of course, everyone loves Gandalf and Magneto, but how great was it to play Sherlock Holmes?
Well, it was a part I never thought would come my way, although I don't know why, because it's a fabulous part. The guy who's always right and solves the case at the end, very appealing. But of course, this is a rather different Sherlock Holmes. Our conceit is that he was a real person. He wasn't just someone in a character in a Conan Doyle short story, and so our Holmes is a little bit different from the one that people might expect, and certainly older than any of the others, 93 years old. Although the fun of the film is that I get to play not only the 93-year-old, but the younger Holmes when he's in his prime, still in Baker Street solving the mysteries.
And what a frustrating thing for him to lose such a great mind. I mean, that's something I worry about every day. I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Oh dear, well, perhaps you should start having a little book like Sherlock does in the movie, and he puts a little dot for everything that he can't remember. And the book gets very full of dots. Yeah, it starts with him coming back from Japan, but he's been looking for some elixir, some secret magic root that he can chew, and will give him back his memory. But that doesn't really work either. So he needs help, and he gets help from his housekeeper's young son, who's a keen fan of Sherlock's methods. And together, really, they put the whole story back together, and he discovers that he's not just a brain, just a mind. He's got a heart, and so an optimistic movie with a happy ending, really. He's a much nicer man at the end of the movie than he is at the beginning.
Do you worry about that as someday losing your mind? I mean, I do.
Oh, what did you say? No, that was a joke. Yes, of course, but we all have intimations of mortality. There are young people who forget people's names. Oh, I'm very bad with names. No, you're not bad with names. You just don't apply yourself to learning them properly, I think. And so there are ways that you can sort of hold on to your memory. The only people who need a memory these days are actors. We have to learn lines. And until the invention of writing and reading, everybody had to remember everything. That was the human condition. And if you couldn't remember, then you couldn't really survive. But so perhaps because I have to learn lines, and in plays, a lot of them, although it might take me a long time, once they're in, they seem to be there. So my brain seems to be okay.
Now, of course, we love your characters, but we love seeing what's going on in your life as well. Your Twitter feeds are great, and of course, we love seeing the activism that you do. How important is it for people to see the real you as well?
I don't think it make people think better of me as an actor, because they know what I'm a little bit like when I'm not acting. And I've never been a great fan of revealing everything, and I certainly don't talk about relationships and private affairs like that. But to say that I'm gay is another matter. I mean, that's just a fact of life that needn't get in the way, and I don't think it does. And you know, having access to the media as someone in the public eye, then that does give you an advantage when there's a message you want to give out. My great fun recently and joy was with three others being a Grand Marshal of the New York Pride March down Fifth Avenue, and what seemed like 1 million people on the sidewalk waving. That was a wonderful, wonderful day. But of course, celebrating the Supreme Court's decision to admit marriage between people of the same gender.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being with us, Ian McKellen. Sir Ian McKellen.
Pleasure. A pleasure.
Mr. Holmes is in theaters this Friday.
Mr. Holmes.